At this time, we have offensive lineman Landen Livingston. Questions for Landen? Greg?
So, Landen, after 15 spring practices and all the other work you've done, are you comfortable with the offense yet, or is it still very much a work in progress for you?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of learning experiences that you got kind of know with learning a new offense. This offense really just deals with speed, and so that's been a huge adjustment. But throughout really all of spring, I feel like our line and offense as a whole has really gotten better. I feel like part of it is that we've gotten adjusted to it. We know the expectations from Coach Rod and the whole offensive staff. So just taking small steps like that, I for sure feel like we've taken steps. And it's an adjustment, but nothing we can't handle.
So that tempo obviously is a huge part of the adjustment. How difficult is that to get used to as a lineman?
Yeah, I mean, it takes a couple practices to get used to it. As a center, I know that the offense can only go as fast as I get set. So that's for sure something in my head as the play's going on. I got to make sure I find the ball and find the ref and get set and things like that. So I know the offense really is meant to be ran fast, and that's something that I've for sure kept to heart and tried to continue to get better at.
Is it easier to think when you're playing fast?
It is. I think one huge benefit of this offense is that it's super simple. There's not much to think about because you're going so fast. So I definitely think that's an advantage of this whole offense, and definitely has its benefits.
I guess too, on the flip side, if you're playing more complementary football or you're playing slower, it gives you more time to either think about a play that you did or something else that could be. There are all kinds of things that could be creeping into your mind, right? Mm-hmm. When this is going on, when you're playing fast, it's okay, next thing.
Yeah, they always talk about next play mentality, and
yeah.
This offense kind of deals with that. Even in practice, if you mess up, it's next play, you got to bounce back and keep on working.
Yeah. So what did you learn? I mean, obviously the offensive scheme is different, but you played a good bit of football last year. Mm-hmm. Center in a lot of ways. So what did you learn last year? What do you take into this year?
Yeah, I learned last year a lot of things. One, I think I've really had a great opportunity to have some great players ahead of me that have taught me a great deal of things. Guys like Zach Frazier, Wyatt Milam, Brandon Yates. All those guys have really taught me a great deal of things with the offensive line and playing center. So I would say just making sure to go out there and be confident was something that I really had to learn last year. A lot of plays last year, I was going in mid drives and stuff like that, and to go in and try to keep that flow going was very important. So that's something I've really kept to heart throughout spring, and want to continue to do that throughout the season next year.
So you're one of the few returners on the offensive line, and also now kind of stepping into that veteran presence role as an O lineman in the position group. What's it been like this spring trying to get into that role, like step into it, be prepared for it?
Definitely. So a big part of it is being a vocal leader. I understand that there's an expectation with really all offensive line programs throughout the whole country. The offensive line here needs to be the definition of hard edge. There's no, excuses for us not to have that mentality every single play. So trying to instill that into our O-line has been something that we continue to get better at every single day, and really that's on the field, but off the field too. That's in everything that we do. So I would just say being a vocal leader and leading through actions on the field and off the field as well.
Can you speak to being in an offense that's got willing runners for quarterbacks and playing 11 on 11? Mm-hmm. Can you speak to that a little bit? What are the advantages, or what are the things that make that so special?
Yeah, I mean, in general, we have a lot of playmakers that can make plays. This offense, in general, like, we just go so fast, and with all the playmakers that we have, it makes it super easy, especially when going against complicated defenses, to kind of get set and keep on going.
I mean, all 11 defenders are, they have to, are in play. Mm-hmm. There isn't that free hitter when you got a quarterback that's capable of running, right?
Yeah, that's very true. But we always got to make sure that all guys are set, and that we have a guy capable of making when in doubt, if you're on a one-on-one play, try to make a guy miss and go. So
I also have to imagine, though, kind of what John's saying, it makes it a little easier for you to handle since you're in the midst of a quarterback competition that, at the very least, they're all similar in that respect, where it's different than if you have a pocket passer competing against a dual threat.
For sure. I really think all the QBs throughout the spring have done a really good job. All of them are really good runners, which is definitely an advantage. One in the run game, but also in the passing game as well. If there is pressure, they're able to step out of it and make a play out of it.
What is your plan the rest of the offseason as a leader here, and what kind of advice would you give any of the younger players?
For me, I need to learn to be a better leader. That's something that I just talked about. I need to be a more vocal leader and lead those guys when it comes to game time. Personally, I need to get bigger and stronger. I think that's just something in general that, as an offensive lineman, really just needs to happen. And for any advice for the younger guys, I feel like our young guys have done a really good job throughout this whole spring. We have quite a few young newcomers. We have 2, and then a lot of transfers. So just getting all on the same page and stuff like that, I think is something that we can all work on this offseason.
With the guys around you that are new, I mean, Chemo, Young Bear, how long did it take, and are you comfortable there yet?
Yeah. I think as an offensive line, it's very easy to get in that brotherhood mentality. I would say as day one, as soon as they got here, we just had an instant connection. And those guys are just great guys. No other person would I rather have next to me than the guys I have in that room. And they just do a good job every single day of setting the expectation for really all the other position groups of hard work, capability, and stuff like that. So very fortunate to have them with me, and we'll probably get a couple more guys. I know we have some freshmen coming in, another transfer, so I'm looking forward to building relationships with them.
Out of everything that I saw offensively today, the run game seemed like it was the most consistent and impressed me the most, honestly. 3 running backs and a quarterback finding end zone on the ground. Can you talk about the run game and how you're feeling about it as a member of that offensive line?
Yeah, I love it. Like I said and talked about before, our offense is super simple, so it allows us to play fast, and I think we got great backs. Obviously, I don't think we saw Jaheim today, but Jaheim has had a great spring as well. And we got a couple newcomers and a couple guys that have stepped up throughout this whole spring. So love running the ball, of course, being an offensive lineman, and glad to continue kind of the O-line tradition. The last couple of years, I think our O-line has done a really good job of setting the ground game and having control over that over the game. So look forward to carrying that tradition.
Kind of growing up before football, you were a very successful competitive dancer, right?
Yes, sir.
No.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
I was.
I've just read about it before, and there's some Disney stuff too, correct?
Yeah.
That's a very unusual background. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. So it was an idea that my mom had when I was younger. She wanted me and my siblings to dance. So I got involved in the dance, I think at age like 5 or 6. It started off, went to dancing competitions, stuff like that, and I had the opportunity to do a tryout for a Disney team, and I did well enough to go down there and dance some of the parades and stuff like that, dance on national TV, and people ask me all the time if I still have the same dance moves, and I can't tell you I still have them, but very fortunate to have that experience. I really feel like that's been a benefit to me throughout playing offensive line, just with footwork and stuff like that. At the time, I hated going to all the dance recitals and practices, but I definitely feel like it was an advantage, and thankful that my mom got me into it. So,
What is competitive dancing?
So what it is that you have competitions at the beginning of the year. You kind of get with your team, I guess you could say, and you have different dances. I think I did 3 every year. And you kind of just go through, and they make up a dance, and towards the end of the year, you go through different competitions. I would travel all the way from Chicago to Florida, and would just dance and stuff like that. And so I did, I think it was tap, musical theater, and hip-hop throughout my dancing career. And eventually it came to a point where I was like, they made me choose between dance and football, and I had to choose football. So I'm glad I did.
Okay, thank you very much, Wayne.
Thank you.